Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chase Chrisley slaps dad, Todd, in medical facility. Todd and Julie Chrisley have reunited with their family since their presidential pardon granted them an early release. In a recent share from the family, Todd and his son Chase got into a bit of an altercation at a medical facility. Fans have also been sharing their reactions to the moment. Todd and Julie Chrisley were granted a presidential pardon back in May. Many viewers were introduced to the Chrisley family through the USA Network series, Chrisley Knows Best. Todd and Julie Chrisley, who married in 1996, have 3 children together: Chase, Savannah, and Grayson. In addition, Todd has 2 children from a previous marriage, Lindsay and Kyle. Back in 2022, Todd and Julie were convicted on a variety of charges, including bank fraud and tax evasion. Initially facing a combined 19-year sentence, the two were given an early release back in May thanks to a presidential pardon from President Donald Trump. Since his recent release, Todd has also been spending more time with his children. His son Chase recently shared a video on Instagram about the two of them, where he wrote, "Gotta let the old man know." In the video, Todd can be seen using his phone while sitting in a chair at a medical facility. When the phone goes off, Chase walks over, seeming to ask if he answered it. Unable to hear his father's response, the younger Chrisley asked Todd to repeat what he said. During his response, however, Chase gave Todd a few slaps in the face. Todd initially took the interaction with good humor. When Chase swooped in for another swat, however, Todd defended himself. The Chrisley patriarch asked his son, "You want to die? Do you want to die?" Fans also noticed an interesting sign right behind Todd and Chase. As Todd returned to his phone, however, Chase threw in one more light slap. This caused Todd to rise out of his seat. This appeared to get Chase to back off, as laughter could be heard in the background. Somewhat fittingly, a sign could be seen in the background reading, "We expect respect. We will not tolerate aggressive behavior." The video, which appeared to be all in good fun, inspired quite a few responses from fans. Many noted that Chase and Todd are making up for lost time since his imprisonment. Quite a few commenters joked that Chase should be careful when dealing with someone who has spent time behind bars. Some comments included, "The sterile silence of the Tennessee Federal Medical Facility was shattered one humid July afternoon. The white fluorescent lights above flickered momentarily, but it wasn't faulty wiring that unsettled the calm. It was the echo of a confrontation that had been simmering for over a year." Todd Chrisley, once the bombastic patriarch of the Chrisley Knows Best clan, sat in a reclined medical chair, a thin IV feeding saline into his arm. His usually gelled blonde hair was flattened, his face less tan, more gaunt. Prison life, even in a medical wing, had worn on him. But his spirit, still defiant. The door opened abruptly. Chase Chrisley stormed in, eyes masked behind dark sunglasses, jaw clenched. A nurse attempted to intercept him, but one wave of his hand and a glare had her backing away. Todd perked up, sensing an opportunity to play victim or victor, whichever suited him best. "Well, look who finally decided to visit his old man," Todd drawled, trying to lighten the moment, though there was a distinct edge to his voice. But Chase wasn't there to exchange pleasantries. He yanked off his sunglasses and met his father's gaze. "Don't." Todd smirked. "Don't what, son? Call out the fact you've ghosted me for months, while I sit here getting poked and prodded. Because you're not the man I looked up to anymore," Chase snapped. His voice bounced off the walls, sharp enough to make even the nearby security guard peek through the window. Todd's face hardened. "I made mistakes, but I'm still your father." Chase stepped closer. A father doesn't manipulate everyone around him like they're chess pieces. A father doesn't lie, steal, and then act like he's the one who's been wronged. You didn't just drag Mom down with you. You dragged us all. Todd's nostrils flared, his mouth opening to reply, but Chase cut him off. You want to know what really broke me? Watching Mom try to keep it together in that place. Hearing her voice break when she talks about Grayson and Chloe. And then listening to you whine about your dietary restrictions and cable TV in here like you're at a bad hotel. It's sick. You don't know what I've been through, Todd said, quieter now. You think this is easy for me? Chase's voice trembled, not from weakness, but from restraint. You still think it's about you. Then without warning, Chase's open palm cracked across Todd's face. The sound, a harsh, sharp pop, froze the entire hallway. Todd's head whipped to the side, slowly, eyes wide. You hit me, he whispered, as if unable to believe it. I did, Chase said, eyes shining with fury and tears. Because words clearly don't get through to you. You still think you're the center of everything. You hurt all of us and act like you're the only one suffering. Todd sat still, blinking, the red mark already blooming across his cheek. You've never laid a hand on me before. And I never wanted to, Chase replied. But watching Mom deteriorate in prison while you spin tales about injustice. Watching Savannah lose herself trying to be everyone's caretaker while you wallow in self-pity. I've had enough. The nurse had returned, panic in her voice. Sir, please, we have to ask you to leave. But Chase wasn't done. You remember telling me once that being a man meant owning your actions. That a real man protects his family. He leaned in close, his voice low but scalding. Where was that man when the feds came knocking? Where was that man when Julie begged you to stop cooking the books? Todd's eyes welled with something, shame, or perhaps just the sting of betrayal. Chase stood back. I'm not here to be your son anymore. I'm here to be my own man. And that starts with cutting you off. You're walking away from me? Todd asked, voice cracking now. No, Chase said, turning to leave. I'm walking toward peace, and that means leaving your chaos behind. The nurse escorted Chase to the hallway, but he didn't look back. Not even once. Todd remained motionless, the mark of his son's hand on his face more than skin deep. The silence returned to the medical wing, but it wasn't the same calm. It was the uneasy quiet that follows a quake, fragile and trembling. The story hit the press within hours. A security guard allegedly leaked the altercation to a local tabloid, and within 24 hours, the Chrisley family name trended again. Not for luxury or laughter, but for heartbreak. Fans online were divided. Some criticized Chase, calling his action disrespectful and violent. But most, they applauded him. Chase Chrisley did what we've wanted to do since Season 5. One user wrote on X, formerly Twitter. Honestly, Todd had that slap coming. Maybe now he'll actually listen, said another. Others were more reflective. This family's been through hell. Maybe Chase's outburst was less about violence and more about finally being heard. Meanwhile, Savannah remained silent on the matter, though sources close to her claimed she was deeply shaken but understanding. Julie Chrisley, still serving her sentence in Kentucky, was reportedly told of the incident during her morning phone privileges. Insiders say she cried, not because Chase had lashed out, but because she feared the family might be broken beyond repair. As for Todd, no disciplinary action was taken inside the facility. Staff described him as unusually quiet after the visit, spending more time in his cell than usual. Some even say he declined his usual privilege to call home that night. But something had clearly shifted. Whether the slap was a final severing or the beginning of true healing remains to be seen. What is certain, though, is this: for once, Todd Chrisley wasn't the one in control of the narrative.